What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And as you can tell from the title, today I've got a story time that's pretty wild. It's a subscriber story that was sent in about a crazy mom that ended up hacking one of their accounts to get rid of a little bit of trash talking. Yeah, that's right. These dudes ended up getting into an argument on Instagram, throwing shade back and forth, and one of the moms was not too happy. Regardless, I figured it would make a pretty good story time. I thought you all would enjoy it. But before we get into it, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Your friend's mom is going to hack into your account and delete everything. Let's get into it. Alright, so I think everybody's been in an argument on social media. It's not usually the finest moment in your history. It's never like you look back on the Twitter argument like, oh, that was a great idea. But it does happen from time to time, and this is one of those situations. And the subscriber who sent this in, his name is Trey, and Trey was scrolling on Instagram one day, and he sees this post. And the post was of a friend of his who was a little bit of a bigger guy, and there wasn't anything weird about the post, it was just a picture of him. And he sees a comment underneath it that was just straight up rude, dude. There's this guy named Trevor who had just commented on it, fatty. For no reason, no provocation, no bait, nothing, just decided to just comment that for no reason. If somebody goes on TV or something, at that point they're fair game. If they're a public figure, it's all good to make fun of them. But if you're just bullying some random dude on Instagram who posted a selfie, I don't really think that's pretty chill. Anyways, Trey decides at that point that he's gonna hop in and defend him a little bit. If you comment something mean on somebody's post, it's fair to assume that at some point one of their friends might come and defend them. And he comments back saying, "4 eyes," because this Trevor kid had glasses, Which, all in all, is a pretty tame response, but he just wanted some insult there to kind of defriend his friend. And for some reason, Trevor replies instantly, and instead of going with another grade school playground insult, he just goes straight for the gut instead. He says that Trey is white trash and should be afraid of his family, and because of his bloodline, he shouldn't be talking about anybody. Just some super out-of-pocket weird insult. And it definitely escalated way too quickly. There was just no reason for it to go there. There was really no reason for it to escalate above 4 eyes and fatty, but he just took it there. And so he's kind of caught off guard, but obviously he's not going to back down. He's going to double down and roast him back. That's just what you do in this situation. But before he's done typing his comment, he gets a DM from the kid whose picture it is, the one that Trevor was bullying originally. And he gives him a little bit of information that if you were about to argue with somebody that called you trashy would be the holy grail of information, He says that it's ironic that Trevor had brought up that, Trey was from a trashy family because, well, there's a little bit in tea involving his family. I guess Trevor's dad was his mother's step-grandpa. Yeah, apparently, after his mom's grandma had passed away, she had decided to marry the step-grandpa that was, widowed by her grandma to get his money. Which, obviously, is definitely a little bit out there and bizarre, bro. I don't really know how that ends up happening, but, it's definitely a weird situation if that's where you're from to be calling anybody trashy, So, obviously, armed with that information, he decides to go to the comment section and just let it loose. And Trevor doesn't respond as quickly that time. The first time, it was instantaneous. He was ready to fight, ready to go. And I'm not really sure how you could have a comeback to that, though. Obviously, it was going to take him a bit. He really went from, yeah, I'm trashy, to at least my mom didn't marry my grandpa, That's just a pretty hard roast to come back from. And yes, technically, it's her step-grandpa, but it's still pretty weird. And that comment is there, and there's no response for about a minute or two, and then Trevor starts freaking out. He just starts replying in a flurry of comments. When somebody just starts replying in a sentence, sending multiple messages, that's the vibe in the comment section. And Trey is just ignoring him because he knows that if he ignores this dude freaking out, it's just going to mess with him more. If somebody's bugging on social media, if you just act like you're not seeing their post, it really just would annoy him more. And so he's kind of sitting there I kind of won this one. And then he goes and he sees he has a DM request, and it's a DM request that he can't believe for his own eyes. He has a DM request from Trevor's mom. Yeah, that's right, bro. He goes to her profile and, like, sure enough, she had been posting for a long time. It was public. Like, it's Trevor's mom, same last name. She has pictures of her and Trevor. And it is DMing him being like, you need to delete that comment right now. And obviously, when he realizes that this dude went and told his mom to get involved, like, he thought that was hilarious. He thought it was funny. But he was also willing to, like, talk to her, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't opposed to deleting his comment if there was good reasoning or, like, they agreed to both delete their comments. Like, obviously, he was willing to talk to her about it. So he replies and he says that, yeah, I'll take mine down. I'm willing to delete my comments, but I'll only delete mine when your son deletes his first, which, you know, I personally think is fair. Like, if Trevor just didn't start swinging on everybody for no reason, none of this would ever be on Instagram in the first place. So if you want that to come down, then your kid's got to delete all the mean stuff he said too. But for some reason, the mom just says no to that. She's like, no, I don't actually agree with that. I'm not going to tell my son to delete it because I think you guys deserved it. You guys deserve to get roasted because you guys are acting pathetic. Like, I've always told Trevor to, you know, help people that are weak get stronger. Like, that's what he's doing because you guys are pathetic. And obviously, Trey really can't believe what he's reading. He's like, you want me to do something for you. Delete this, but you're gonna let, you know, I have to leave the insults to me and my family up. And you're going to insult me too. I don't know what it is about some people. Like, you know, obviously, I'm not saying to go around being manipulative, but if you want somebody to do something for you, I wouldn't, like, insult them. I feel like that's not rocket science. If you want someone to do something for you, you should try to be nice to them. Not just so they do something for you. Like, obviously, that's messed up too, but what do you expect them to be like? Absolutely, ma'am. I will take this down because you think I'm a moron. Like, and what planet is that gonna work? And obviously, it does backfire because Trey's like, yeah, no, if you're just going to threaten me and, like, insult me, then I'm not going to take it down. And Trevor's mom starts freaking out, threatening him, and he's just kind of like, whatever, I don't care. At one point, she goes and says she'll be contacting her lawyers to make it get taken down. She's just bugging. And so as she's freaking out, Trey is just kind of laughing at it, and he decides to troll her and send her a picture of his foot. So he took off his sock and he sent a picture of his foot, and it was just to be funny. There was no deeper meaning to any of it. It wasn't like he was trying to send a message. It was just, you're freaking out talking about lawyers, and I'm going to send a picture of my foot. It makes no sense, but it's funny. So he's kind of like, all right. And so he sends it to her, and when she opens it, her reaction isn't like a normal reaction, dude. She starts trying to video chat him, and he thinks it's funny, so he answers thinking that, like, you know, she'll be like, okay, obviously you're not taking this seriously, but will you please delete it? You know, maybe calming down, laughing at the fact that, like, there's just this random foot in the chat. But when he answers, she starts interrogating him. What was the meaning of that foot? Like, what was the point of that, huh? Like, are you trying to threaten me? Are you trying to insinuate that you're gonna kick me in the face or something? Like, why would you send someone a picture of a foot unless you were trying to threaten them? It's crazy that you think I'm gonna allow you to threaten me in these DMs and not contact my lawyer. And Trey is just, like, laughing because he can't believe what he's hearing. Obviously, she's coming in very hot into this video chat, and he's just like, no, it's not a threat, dude. It's a foot. So he tells her, no, it's not a threat. Like, that was just trying to be funny. I'm sorry, but, like, no, I'm not trying to threaten you. And she won't accept that answer. Like, you would think at that point she might feel a little silly and be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. But she's just like, well, then what was the purpose for it? What was the purpose for it? If it wasn't to threaten me, then why would you do that? Like, obviously it had to have had some bigger meaning because no one would just do that for no reason. And he starts trying to explain to her, like, oh, he was just trying to be funny. Like, he just thought it was, you know, trying to diffuse the situation. And she cuts him off and she's like, I don't care what it was for. Your foot is irrelevant. And he's like, in his head, he doesn't say this. Okay, then why have you been yelling at me about it? Like, all right, fine, it's irrelevant, but you're clearly upset about it. And she starts saying that he needs to delete those comments or else she's going to contact her lawyer and this is a very serious situation. And Trey just, like, hangs up. And he's just like, all right, I'm done. When she starts, you know, talking about her lawyer again, he just hangs up the call. Which is low-key savage, man. Like, I don't know if I would have done that, but hey, to each their own. And he decides at that point that he's going to go on a walk. He's like, all right, I'm stressed out. My phone is causing me issues. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to go on a walk. But he's going to leave his phone at home because he just, like, doesn't want to think about it. You know what I mean? And for some reason, he gets this weird paranoid feeling, and he's like, before I go, I'm just going to screenshot these comments. I'm going to screenshot everything that the mom sent to me, like, just in case. He doesn't know why he gets that feeling, but he's like, I just feel like I should screenshot this. So he takes a screenshot and he goes on his walk, and like at this point in the message he kind of tells me my password was really, really bad. He was really, really bad, and he mentions that like he didn't have two-step on and he probably should have. And listen, I'm not saying that if you have a good password in two-step on that like you're never gonna be unhackable. Obviously, if some like super matrix super criminal out there wants it bad enough, it's probably just gonna happen. But I will say having two-step on and like a password that isn't your birthday definitely will prevent the soccer moms of the world from getting into your account. You know what I mean? Like it could have prevented what happens next. Anyways, he's gone for like an hour and he comes back and he decides at that point that he's gonna check out what's happening on Instagram. Obviously, he left in the middle of drama. She was freaking out messaging him, so he's like, it'll be super chill. I'll just check to see what's going on. And when he goes on his Instagram, all of his stuff is gone. Literally everything. All of his comments, all of his posts, all of his like profile picture. It's like the profile picture has just been stripped clean by piranhas. And amongst all of this, he's just kind of looking at it and taking it in, just being like, what the heck happened to it? He sees that he has a DM, and he goes to it, and sure enough, it's a DM from Trevor's mom, and the DM is just the password that he had on his Instagram account. And that's right, dude, the mom had like gotten his password and hacked this into his account to delete everything. And she deleted everything. She didn't just like, delete just the comment that was pissing her off. No, for some reason she was like, nah, I'm gonna delete literally everything. So she had wiped his profile in the hour he was gone. She was not playing about being like, I'm gonna get that down. To be fair, he does say that his password was his birthday, like, spelt out, like, okay, if your birthday was whatever today, August 17th, you would spell it like August 17th, 2021, but with letters. So it's not like it took an absolute genius to guess that password. I mean, it was a little bit more thinking than usual, but whatever. If she had unlimited guesses, I guess it's not too difficult to guess a birthday. And, while yes, I guess technically that's a little bit closer to social engineering his password, his mom social engineered my account isn't like as good of a title. You know what I mean? So whatever. She had gotten into his account without his permission and deleted everything. And so he is just kind of sitting there stupefied at the situation that this comment argument that started in the comment section of a post because her son was bullying somebody has escalated to this situation where everything on his account is gone. So he decides to message Trevor's mom and he's like, what did you do? Did you get into my account and delete everything? Like, why would you do this? Like, what did you do? What in the world? And she starts answering him being like, yes, I did it, but I only did it because you forced me to. You left me no other choice. And he's kind of like, I mean, you had other choices. You could have just not hacked into my account and deleted all my stuff. And she's like, no, that wasn't possible. You forced me to do this, which, I don't really agree with. I don't understand how he could have forced you to do it if he wasn't literally sitting there like making you. He didn't force you to keep guessing his password over and over and over again and like different variations of common passwords until you got into it. Nobody made you do that. Like, yeah, he might have made you angry enough to do it, but she was trying to act like none of this would have happened if, like, she wouldn't have done, or if he would have just taken it down. And yeah, well, that's technically true. Like, also, this could have been prevented if you would have just made your kid delete his post too. Like, I don't know what she expected. You expected everybody to delete the stuff that you thought was mean, but they got to keep up all their stuff. Like, your kid, nah, he can keep up all of his posts being a jerk. They just can't have anything being mean because, that wouldn't be fair. Makes literally no logical sense, but hey, to each their own. I guess that's why this lady ended up in this situation. Anyways, guys, I'm going to interrupt the video for just 1 second. If you take a look at your screen now, you will see that there's a gift card code on screen. For those of you that don't know, I actually give away a gift card in every single video I post here on the channel as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on those notifications. It really does help out the channel, and I literally give away free money, so you got nothing to lose, and I would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, on that note, I will shut up and get back to the video. Thanks. So yeah, his mom had gotten into his Instagram, deleted everything, but she hadn't like hacked into his phone and deleted his screenshots or anything else that he had that proved that A, like the comments were there, and B, she had done this all. So he goes, changes his password to something a little bit better, turns on like the two-step thing, and unless this mom actually really knows her stuff, it should be okay. And then instead of just leaving the comment at a comment, he goes, finds the screenshot and posts it like as a picture instead, which obviously definitely is petty, but it's also very funny. And she messages him and is like, take it down, take it down, take it down. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna leave it up. And she says, I say no to that idea. And he's like, well, it's not your account, so I don't really care what you say no to. And she at that point is like, I'm gonna get into it again, and I'm gonna ruin your life, I'm gonna destroy you. And at that point, he's like, whatever, I guess at this point she already hates me, so I'll just take my chances, right? And sure enough, she doesn't manage to get into this one. She had just gotten lucky guessing the password the first time. And the worst part is she ended up I guess the best part in this situation is that she ended up reverse Uno carding herself because, she's still begging him to delete it, and the post has gotten way more attention than the comment ever would have. Like, yeah, maybe 30, 40 people would have laughed at the comment, but as a post, it's gonna get hundreds of eyeballs on it. And if it's funny, probably thousands. So whatever, the fact that she's still begging him, as he sent me this to delete it is hilarious to me. And yeah, at this point, I don't think it's gonna come down. I don't know what this lady is thinking, she's still threatening him and all this stuff, but let me get this straight. You went into his account, tried to delete it, did all this stuff, kept threatening him, and now you expect him to just do what you want? Why in the world would he do anything that you ask him to from now on? That would just be silly of him. You literally did the worst thing to try to get it taken down, and now you expect him to just do what you want. I don't think that's gonna happen. I expect him to be a little bit mad at that. I will say though, I'm gonna give this Karen a bit of a participation trophy because it's way more than I would have expected. Going far enough to get into his account to try to take it down, that's some commitment. Not good commitment, Think about how much better this could be if she put this time and attention into anything else. This much effort over an Instagram comment. Could you imagine what it could be if this power went into curing cancer or something? Regardless, I guess the moral of the story in this is don't marry your step-grandpa or something along those lines. I guess that's what you could take it as, or don't get really mad at Instagram comments. There's a lot of lessons that we could learn from this. But the most important lesson that I will say is that you should press the like button if you enjoyed it and comment down below. Jokes aside though, I really did hope you guys enjoyed the video, or I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, if you don't mind pressing the like button and commenting down below, it really does help out the channel. If you really helped out and you're new around here, as I've said, subscribe and turn on those notifications so you never miss another video. It really helps me out when you guys do it. Other than that, if you use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout, it gets you a discount. The discount helps me out too, but hey, if you're gonna get yourself the best energy drink for gamers, you might as well get a discount for it. Other than that, if you take a look down in the description, you'll see a link to the intro song and a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, which you guys should all check out. It's a pretty cool podcast if you ask me. And other than that, if you guys take a look at your screen now, you will see the coolest merch to ever exist in the history of the planet. Yeah, that's right, and you can get this merch down in the description as well. But on that note, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, do everything that I said, and yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and hopefully I will see you guys all next time with another video. I'm out. Peace.